Okay, today I'm going to show you how to create a calendar other than your own default calendar here because we have different sharing rights when we create a calendar than the calendar that's previously created for us. So we're going to create a calendar and I'm going to call it history. So this is going to be an example of how you can make a calendar maybe for your class and it kind of be like Remind 101 if your students will accept the events and use it. So to this point right now what we want to do is we click on My Calendars over to the left and we say Create a New. I'm going to call this Calendar History. Okay, and it's all your stuff is going to be controlled by Rains ISD. You can describe this or whatever if you want to. You don't have to. Time zone, everything should be correct. You want to make this calendar public. By making it public, everyone's going to be able to see it. And you probably want them just to see all the events. You're not going to want people to be able to change them. Okay. At this point right here is where you would add a group or add people, okay? But right now we're just going to basically create this calendar, then we'll go back and do the sharing rights later. If I create this calendar, again, the calendar is now going to show over here to the left, and I will close this and expand it. And it will populate up here and it will say History Calendar, okay? And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go in within this calendar and we're going to make different events, okay? So if we're on the 28th and I double click here to make an event, this is where I would title it maybe Chapter 1, Test. And the date, you can change the dates right here. To change the date that you clicked on really doesn't matter. But the big point is right here, you've got to be sure what you're putting on your calendar is the correct calendar. In other words, what event you're putting on lands on the correct calendar. So as I drop this down, I see all the calendars for my courses that I'm doing, but I see a history one that I just created. Here you can add an attachment. This is where maybe you could add notes or something that they could use. You can do all sorts of things in calendars. You could add an attachment here with anything that they might need for the test. And you could give it, I'm going to give it a bright red color. Okay. Notifications, you could add different notifications that it would send out a notification like the day before. These are kind of like reminders. And then when you get finished with this, you're going to scroll back up to the top because the calendar's already created and you're going to save this event. And now when we look back at the calendars, you know that I have a red event because I've named my history calendar over here to the left, my history calendar. I named it red within the event. So to keep it all normal, I'm going to come back to the calendar here and I'm going to also make my calendar red. Then that way it just kind of all makes sense. Okay. Now, all of these different colors here these are our personal calendars and birthdays. These are default out. And you notice the ones down below here that talks about the holidays and stuff, they are green and they're under other calendars. Holidays in the United States and weather. All right, so that is how you create an event on a calendar. You create a new calendar and create an event. So just send me a snip that you were able to accomplish this and more to come.